Welcome back or to VP Media. Today we're gonna talk about cheap 400cc adventure motorcycles. Intro. Welcome back. Okay, so why do we need or why do we even need to consider 400 or 500cc adventure motorcycles? Now here's the thing. We have this expressway rule wherein if your motorcycle is 399cc's or below, on paper, you cannot enter or use any of our auxiliary or private expressway roads. Now, if on paper your motorcycle is 400cc's and above, then you can use them as much as you want, as long as you pay for it. Now, why does that happen? The dealers or the actual makers of the motorcycles, they fix the papers so that it would be rounded up to 400cc's. Like mine, I have a Dominar UG, the first one. It's, technically it's a 373 point something cc's engine, but it can go into the expressway simply because it's rounded up. Now, there are some motorcycles on this list that has the same case, rounded up or whatever, so don't be concerned about that, okay? If it's on this list, it's legal on the expressways. Trust us. Alright, now with that said, let's move on to the list. Now let's start with the KTM 390 Adventure R 2025. The KTM 390 Adventure R is a great bike for those looking for a capable and fun adventure motorcycle. It's a significant upgrade from the previous generation with a more powerful engine, improved handling, and a host of new features. The 390 Adventure R is powered by a 399cc single-cylinder engine that produces 46 horsepower and 39 Nm of torque. It's a very responsive engine that provides plenty of power for both on and off-road riding. The bike has a seat height of 830mm, which is still a bit tall for shorter riders, but it can still be lowered with an aftermarket seat. Here are the top 3 pros and cons of the KTM 390 Adventure R. Number 1 pro, improved engine. The new engine is more powerful and responsive than the previous generation, making it more fun to ride. Number 2, lightweight and agile. The 390 Adventure R is very lightweight and it is quite agile too, making it easy to handle both on and off-road. Number 3, upgraded features. The bike comes with a host of new features including a TFT display, cruise control, and a quick shifter. Now, let's also start with the cons. We have first con, the seat comfort. The seat is quite firm and can be uncomfortable for a long ride. The seat height is number 2. The seat height is quite high, which can be a problem for shorter riders. And lastly, the price. The 390 Adventure R will be more expensive than the previous one according to KTM themselves, but we haven't gotten the final say on the final price point. Okay, so let's talk about these pros and cons. Now, let's start with cons, alright? The price, again, we don't have an actual price yet, but it is known that it's going to be a little bit more expensive than the previous one, which is 338,000 Philippine pesos. Now, with the seat height and seat comfort, that's easily fixable. You can just go to your local upholstery shop and have it custom to your height and weight. Okay, so not much of a biggie. Now let's start with the pros. From 373cc's to 399cc's, it is really a big improvement. Now, I've been waiting for a long time for KTM to actually push their displacement from 373 to 399 or to actually 400, because I know for a fact that if they do it, they're gonna push more power, they're gonna output more power in their already torquey engines. And I am right, this one makes 2 or 4 more Newton meters of torque, and it has what, 2 or 4 more horsepower. Now here's the thing, all that power is very important. You know why? Because this motorcycle is lightweight. Okay, our editor Julius can show here on the screen the exact weight of this motorcycle, and I'll tell you this, you need a lightweight motorcycle. If you're an average Filipino, you need a lightweight motorcycle. This is a very lightweight adventure motorcycle. All right, it's gonna benefit you, believe me. So you're gonna go adventuring, definitely it is inevitable that you're gonna fall. Now, well, maybe you're gonna say, no, I'm not gonna fall because I'm so great, blah blah blah, but not the others, so shut the hell up. Okay, so for sure you will fall, and it's gonna be a time that no one will help you. No one's there to help you. So you need a motorcycle that you could somehow handle when it falls, and you can lift it up back to its 2-wheeled glory. Now, if you're not an average Filipino, because the average Filipino is around 5'4" to 5'6", then, and you can say that, oh, I can do more than 200 kilos and whatnot, and I hit the gym. Good for you. Go ahead and get a bigger one. But this is what I'm saying, even if you're a big dude, light is better, because you wouldn't know, man. You wouldn't know when when disaster strikes, which limb would be enough to lift a 200 kilogram bike. This one's a very lightweight bike, and it is, in my opinion, a perfect adventure bike simply because of power and weight. All right, so yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next one. Up next, we have the CFMoto 450 MT, priced at 328,900 Philippine pesos. The CFMoto 450 MT is a mid-weight adventure motorcycle tailored for riders looking for a blend of touring capability and off-road readiness at an affordable price point. At its heart lies a 449cc parallel twin-cylinder engine producing 43.5 horsepower and 44 Newton meters of torque. This power plant is tuned for tractability and smooth delivery, particularly useful when navigating variable terrains or city environments. Mated to a 6-speed gearbox with a slip and assist clutch, it offers user-friendly engagement and reduced fatigue during longer stints. Designed with approachability in mind, the 450 MT features an 820mm seat height and a dry weight of just 175 kilograms, making it an accessible option for new and experienced riders alike. The bike also boasts an adventure-ready KYB suspension, a TFT digital dash with smartphone connectivity, and switchable ABS, with spoke wheels sized 19 inches at the front and 17 inches rear. Wrapped in tubeless dual-purpose rubber, the 450 MT is ready to tackle back roads and gravel paths while remaining composed on paved stretches. Overall, it is a versatile and well-rounded entrant into the lightweight ADV segment. Now let's do the top 3 pros for this motorcycle. Number 1, balanced power to weight ratio. The 449cc parallel twin engine delivers 43.5 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 44 Newton meters of torque at 6,250 RPM, combined with a lightweight build of 175 kilograms dry. This gives the 450 MT a spirited and responsive performance, ideal for mixed on and off-road use. Number 2, comfortable ergonomics and seat height. The 820mm seat height with an optional 800mm low seat and an upright riding posture offer accessibility to a wide range of riders while supporting long-distance touring comfort. Number 3, high-quality components for the price. Features like KYB adjustable suspension, a 19-inch, 17-inch tubeless spoke wheel setup, TFT display with mobile connectivity, and a slip/assist clutch make the 450 MT well equipped for its price point. Now with the good comes also with the bad. Let's start with number 1 con, limited off-road suspension travel. Although the bike is adventure-oriented, the 200mm front and rear suspension travel may be slightly limiting for more aggressive off-road terrain compared to competitors offering longer travel setups. Number 2, moderate fuel range. Despite a decent 17.5-liter fuel tank, the expected fuel consumption of 4.2 liters per 100 kilometers translates to roughly 400 kilometers per tank, which is adequate but not class-leading for extended adventure rides. Number 3, limited electronics package. The absence of traction control or advanced rider aids may limit appeal to tech-focused buyers, especially in slippery or challenging off-road conditions. Okay, so let's talk about the 450 MT CFMoto pros and cons. Now, let's start with their cons. Limited electronics package. I believe that this is quite the nitpick. If you're going adventure with this price point, with this power output, I think, what did you expect, right? What did you expect? You're expecting way too much for this price point, but, you know, I wouldn't want a cruiser, rather a cruise control on this motorcycle because it's made for just going everywhere. Right? Now, if you're gonna munch on just highway rides, just get a cruiser or get like a leader bike that has cruise control, whatever. Don't get this one. Next is the moderate fuel range, more power, more boom. You know, the bigger the power, the bigger the bang, and the more fuel it really uses. This is quite a hop-top engine, so this is expected. At least it's not 300 kilometers per tank. It's alright, I guess, but definitely understandable con. Next is the limited off-road suspension travel. Now, if you want a more dedicated off-road machine, just get a dirt bike. Just get the Honda CRF Rally or whatever. Just get the KRX or KR or whatever it is that Kawasaki endorses or whatever. Just get one of those, the ones that are not road legal, and then you can go ahead and whatnot. You know, the reason that you're looking for an adventure bike is you want something that is road legal, that can do highway pulls decently and can do off-road pulls also quite decently. And if you put them together with this price point, you know, it's like there's a Venn diagram of some sorts, right? Cheap, adventure, and then highway. Somewhere in the middle there is, of course, the cheap adventure bikes, which is this one also. Now, if you want more highway pulls, if you want more off-road capability, you'd have to spend more, of course. That's the trade-off. It can't be just really, it can't be what, under 300,000 Philippine pesos, and then you expect it to have 100 horsepower, and then it can do off-roading like dirt bikes with, you know, high-level suspension. It just, you know, it's unheard of. Well, let's go with the pros. We have here balanced power to weight, which is good. As I've said earlier in the previous bike, power to weight is the name of the game in the lower CC segments, which is, you know, ironically in the Philippines, this is the higher CC segment. Comfortable ergonomics and seat height, which is, you know, I've had the chance to swing a leg over, and it's nice. It's nice. And I can say with confidence that people who are over 5'5" and under 6'1" is going to be comfortable in this motorcycle. Now, if you're gonna say, no, I'm 5'4", I'm 5'2", I'm 5'2", 5'3", 5'4", and I could use higher motorcycles than this, then go ahead, man, go ahead, be my guest. I'm just saying, comfortably speaking, 5'5" and 6'1" is a perfect fit for this one. Alright? High quality components for the price is the last pro. I've watched or read somewhere that CFMoto actually makes BMW's switches or the parts for the interface. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the reason why CFMoto, they feel premium. And I've ridden the 450 SR. Well, I've swung a leg over the 450 MT, and it doesn't feel cheap. So it's actually really nice. So with that said, will I get this bike? Will I buy this bike? I'd still choose the KTM 390 over this because I'm like a fanboy. All right. Loyalty aside, I'd get this one if I had the money. You know. On to the next one. Up next, we have the Honda CB500X, priced at 399,000 Philippine pesos. The Honda CB500X is a mid-weight adventure touring motorcycle that blends versatility, practicality, and style. Equipped with a 471cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine, it produces 47 horsepower and 43 Nm of torque, making it ideal for both urban commuting and long-distance travel. The engine's smooth power delivery and tractable performance cater well to newer riders and seasoned adventurers alike. Its 6-speed gearbox is known for its slick shifting, offering a confidence-inspiring ride across a variety of terrains. One of the standout features of the CB500X is its seat height of 830mm, which strikes a balance between approachability and ground clearance for off-road capability. Its upright riding position, wide handlebars, and windscreen contribute to long-distance comfort, while the 19-inch front wheel adds off-road adaptability. Combined with a generous 17.5-liter fuel tank and fuel consumption of around 3.6 liters per 100 kilometers, the CB500X is ready for extended rides without frequent stops. Now, the top 3 pros of the Honda CB500X. Number 1, balanced performance for all riders. It delivers a smooth and manageable ride that works well for beginners and experienced riders looking for an efficient commuter or light tourer. Number 2, adventure-ready ergonomics and comfort. With a tall windscreen, upright riding posture, wide bars, and a large fuel tank, the CB500X is built for comfort on long trips. The suspension travel and front 19-inch wheel allow it to handle light off-road scenarios competently. And the last of the pros, number 3, excellent fuel efficiency. The CB500X averages around 3.6 liters per 100 kilometers, which, combined with its 17.5-liter fuel tank, it gives excellent touring range. Riders can expect over 450 kilometers on the full tank in favorable conditions. And as they say, the good comes also with some bads. Now, top 3 cons. Number 1, limited off-road capability. While it has adventure styling and a 19-inch front wheel, it lacks features like spoked wheels, switchable ABS, or a high-mounted exhaust, which limits its performance in more serious off-road conditions. Number 2 con, conservative styling and lack of tech. Compared to newer adventure bikes, the CB500X may feel outdated in terms of design and features. It lacks a TFT display, cruise control, and or advanced rider modes, which are becoming more common in the segment. Lastly, the suspension limitations under load. The suspension, while competent for solo rides and light touring, can feel soft and underdamped when fully loaded with the pillion and luggage. Heavier riders may notice a lack of rebound control or bottoming out over rough terrain. Now let's talk about the CB500X. Alright, so let's start with the cons. I want to talk about the suspension limitations under load. Now here's the thing. I simply believe that Honda made a sensible decision to make it softer simply because it is also made for, for off-roading. So when you're off-roading, you need a little bit of softness in order for you to not feel all of the roughness of the road. Now, when you're going on corners on actual highways and paved roads, that's gonna be a problem because softer suspensions will make it tougher for you to, to balance and everything. Now, I get it. It's a valid con, but then again, just get new suspensions. Plus, again, this is a Honda. It will start anytime you want it to start at any given weather. So there's that. But then again, conservative styling and lack of tech is also an issue. I believe that. The reason why Honda is this expensive and it doesn't really provide a lot of tech is they're banking on the reliability of their machines. This motorcycle will start anytime you want it to start, and it, rain or shine, snow or not, it will start. Now, the TFT display, cruise control, and rider modes, I believe is fancy stuff, and you don't really need a cruise control option if you're on an adventure bike, because again, if you want to smash or eat up highway miles, just get a cruiser motorcycle or maybe a 1250 GS. I don't mind, but the CB500X is literally, again, in the Venn diagram, is somewhere in between. Cheap adventure off-roading and adventure on-roading. It's just in the middle. So, trade-offs, I guess. Now with the cons, I really love that it has excellent fuel efficiency. So this has a better fuel range than the 450MT CFMoto because it's Honda. They're like, it's Honda has this thing where the engine might not be exciting, but it will give you the best fuel efficiency that could be ever squeezed out from that engine. They're really good at that. And it has adventure-ready ergonomics and comfort. Of course, Honda said the use case of the adventure motorcycles that are bought is 80 to 90% on-road, maybe some off-road and whatnot. So they prepared for it. And then balanced performance for all riders. As I've told you, Honda knows what they're doing. A lot of people are going to say, especially experienced riders, they're going to say that it's not enough power, blah, blah, blah. And myself, I've been riding for more than a decade now or so. I think almost a decade and a half. The Honda power is enough, especially here in the Philippines. You can cruise in the highway. You could also go in some tough terrains. I think it's just the perfect middle ground for everything. This is the perfect mid-adventure motorcycle. Not too overwhelming, not underwhelming, just the right thing that you need. But sometimes people don't like mid, don't like safe. But for me, this is the safest option that you could get. Again, the 390 KTM, powerful, lightweight, and can be a lot of fun. It's the same as the 450 MT. But if you want something that's safe, will start every day, and will start anytime that you want it to start, get the Honda. That's it. That's what I think. Alright, on to the next one. Up next, we have the Royal Enfield 450 Himalayan or Himalayan, starts at 339,000 Philippine pesos. The Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 marks a significant evolution in the brand's adventure touring segment. Powered by the all-new 452cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled Sherpa 450 engine, it churns out 39.4 horsepower and 40 Nm of torque, making it the most powerful Himalayan yet. The new engine is mated to a 6-speed gearbox with a slip-and-assist clutch, giving it the versatility to tackle highways and tough trails alike. The new engine revs higher and feels more responsive than its predecessor, offering a truly modern experience while retaining the ruggedness that the Himalayan is known for. Designed with hardcore adventure in mind, the Himalayan 450 comes equipped with long travel suspension, a 21-inch front and 17-inch rear spoke wheel setup, and a ground clearance of 230mm. The adjustable seat height, 825 to 845mm, offers some flexibility, though shorter riders may still find it tall. Other notable features include a full LED lighting setup, ride-by-wire throttle with riding modes, and a state-of-the-art Tripper-TFT instrument cluster with built-in navigation. Altogether, it's a more refined, capable, and tech-forward adventure bike that still holds onto Royal Enfield's signature charm. Now let's start with the top 3 pros. Number 1, the new 452cc liquid-cooled engine. The Sherpa 450 engine is a major upgrade over the older air-cooled unit, producing 40 horsepower or roughly 40 horsepower and 40 newton meters of torque. This results in a more refined, powerful, and high-revving experience that's far more suited for both highway rides and off-road exploration. Number 2, top-notch suspension setup. The Himalayan 450 features a 43mm upside-down fork and a monoshock rear remote preload adjuster, offering 200mm of wheel travel at both ends. This translates to excellent off-road capability and comfort over rough terrain, a leap from the previous generation. Number 3 Pro, the last one, modern features and connectivity. With the introduction of the Tripper Dash full-color TFT display, the bike gets turn-by-turn navigation via Google Maps, Bluetooth connectivity, and a clean layout that enhances rider experience. Ride-by-wire throttle and riding modes, performance, and eco add versatility. It also has to have cons. So top 3 cons, we have the hefty weight. With a curb weight of 196 kilograms, the bike remains on the heavier side, especially for technical off-road riding. Riders may find it cumbersome in challenging trail situations or during slow maneuvers. Number 2, seat height. For shorter riders at the very least, the standard seat height is 825mm, adjustable to 845mm. While this is manageable for taller riders, it can be intimidating for those who are under 170cm, especially in off-road scenarios. Number 3, or the last con, would be limited fuel efficiency. With its new power and performance-focused setup, the Himalayan 450 delivers around 30 to 38 km per liter under mixed riding conditions. This is decent, but not ideal for riders looking for a high mileage experience, especially in touring scenarios with limited fuel stops. Okay, so let's talk about the Himalayan 450 or the Himalayan 450 pros and cons now. Number 3, limited fuel efficiency. I don't know with this one. I think this is a pro. 30 to 35 for a 450 is actually good. I think I usually get 28 to 30 kilometers per liter on my Dominar UG. So I think this is better. All right, next is the seat height. Now this we can't do anything about. I remember back in the day, even the old Himalayan, I think a few years ago, my mechanic, his former shop, has this very tall or high ramp in order to get into his into the garage of the shop. One day we went there with my editor Julius. We went there for oil change or whatever, and he asked me, "Hey, can you? It's perfect that you're here. Can you help us bring this Himalayan 411? That was the 411. Can you help us bring this 411 down? And if you could, can you also test ride it because I'm fixing the brakes?" So I had the chance to ride the 411. It was underwhelming. The power isn't as, as I expected it to be. It is heavy. Now, that's the 411. The 450, I haven't ridden it yet, but it's quite high on paper at the very least. I think we can still do something about that. We can still custom the seats just like what I've said in the previous motorcycles. Now, with the hefty weight, what we could do maybe is just... maybe, I don't know, the rider should lose weight like me. I don't know what we could do with the weight. It is what it is, I guess. It's made that way. Now, with great power comes with great weight, I guess. You know what? With its weight and its fuel efficiency, it's alright, in my opinion. Now, with the pros, the modern features and connectivity, that's actually nice. I've seen the videos. I've seen a lot of reviews with it on it. It's nice. I actually wish I have one. I wish the Dominar has one, but the price range is different, so I think I can understand. The top-notch suspension setup. Well, I can't comment much on this because I haven't ridden it, but on paper, it sounds great. And with the reviews that we watched, they certainly like the suspension for both on and off-road. Now, the new engine is the best one, is the best pro for me. It has the same engine as the 450 Guerrilla, and I really like the 450 Guerrilla. I actually swung a leg over one in the Makina Moto show recently, and it's nice. But the 450 Himalayan, I wasn't able to do so because there was a lot of people in that motorcycle. They wanted to all sit there, and I wasn't able to go there because I was like also going around. But then again, talking about the engine itself, with the reviews that I've watched, and this is what I have been praying for in the past few years. I wish that the 409 of the Royal Enfields gets this kind of power. When it gets this kind of power, it will compete toe to toe with the 400s in this country, and it's now happening, and I'm all for it. Now, let's answer the question, will I buy this one? Amongst the list, again, I'm a 390 fanboy. I like the 450, decent. The CB is also a decent, safe pick. Now, what is the 450 Himalayan? The 450 Himalayan is an exciting choice. The 390 is an exhilarating choice because it will just give you a lot of, rush and whatnot. The 450 is exciting. It's a little bit different. It's exciting because it's new. Like, it has the Royal Enfield reliability, and it has that Royal Enfield stamp, the looks also, and the pedigree. It's exciting because, for me at the very least, I have wished the 400s of the Royal Enfield to get this much power to compete with everyone. And now they have it. So it's exciting for me. Alright, so yeah, that's what I think. Now, I wish for you guys to subscribe, like, and follow because we need your help, man. We're almost there. We've done 4,000 watch hours. What we need now is 1,000 subscribers. Please, man, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and let's just do it. Alright, now, with that said, let's move on to the next one. Up next, we have the Bristol Venturi 500, priced at 358,000 Philippine pesos. The Bristol Venturi 500 is a middleweight adventure bike that blends modern aesthetics with solid mechanical performance. It features a 471cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine delivering 47 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 43 Nm of torque at 6,000 RPM, offering strong linear power delivery that suits both city and highway use. The engine is paired with a 6-speed manual transmission and a chain final drive. The suspension setup includes 41mm upside-down front forks and a rear monoshock, providing a sporty yet composed ride. Braking is handled by a dual front disc brake and single rear disc, with ABS for added safety. Visually, the bike sports aggressive lines with LED headlamps and a muscular fuel tank that add to its sharp character. The seat height of 790mm ensure accessibility for a wide range of riders, while the overall ergonomics strike a nice balance between comfort and sportiness. It's a bike targeted toward newer riders who want something stylish and fast without jumping into litter class territory. However, it could benefit from weight reduction and more tech-focused features to truly compete in the modern middleweight segment. Now, let's start with the top 3 pros for the Venturi 500 Bristol. Powerful engine is number 1. The Venturi 500 is equipped with a 41cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine that produces 47 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 43 Nm of torque at 6,000 RPM, giving it a strong mid-range acceleration and enough grunt for spirited riding and highway cruising. Number 2. Sporty yet comfortable ergonomics. With a relatively low seat height of 790mm, the bike is approachable for shorter riders while still offering a comfortable upright position. Combined with rear set foot pegs and clip-on bars, it strikes a good balance between aggressive styling and rideability. And the last for the pros, we have good value for its segment. The bike delivers a solid package with decent componentry like Nissan brakes, upside-down forks, and LED lighting, making it a competitive option in the entry-level adventure bike category. And here comes the top 3 cons for this motorcycle. Number 1 is high fuel consumption. The fuel efficiency is not one of the bike's strong points, averaging only around 20 to 23 kilometers per liter, which is less than ideal for city commuters or long-distance riders mindful of fuel costs. Number 2 would be hefty weight for a 500cc. Tipping the scales at 198 kilograms, the Venturi 500 is on the heavier side compared to competitors in the 500cc category, potentially impacting agility and low-speed maneuverability. Number 3 and the last one would be lack of advanced rider aids. The Venturi 500 omits modern features such as traction control, ride modes, and a TFT display features that are increasingly becoming standard in its class. Now, let's talk about the Bristol 500 or the Bricks Venturi 500. I believe, in my understanding, that this motorcycle shares the same engine as the Honda CB500X. Now, that's maybe just a speculation. I'm not really sure. Y'all could correct me or watch the video where I got it from. Now, what's baffling is, if that's the case, why does it have a high fuel consumption, wherein its counterpart is just almost double the fuel consumption? It just doesn't make sense. But maybe, it is a copy of it, and they can't copy the tune or whatever. I'm not really sure, but it sucks. The 20 to 23 kilometers per liter for a 500, for me, that's a no-go. But then again, it also has a hefty weight. And, what can we do, right? It is what it is. And the lack of advanced rider aids, for its price, I couldn't really expect more. But then again, it should do a little bit more. At least a TFT display would be good. But the rest, I could understand if it's not there. Now, with the pros, we have the powerful engine, decent, good take. So number 2 is sporty yet comfortable ergonomics. I haven't ridden it, I haven't swung a leg over it, so I'm not really sure. Can't say anything about that, but the seat height is great. It's slower than the previous ones that we talked about, so if you're maybe 5'3" to 5'4", this is a great pick for you. So good value for its segment. It really is a good value, simply because it has the Nissan brakes, upside down forks, and LED lighting, which really makes it competitive. Now, would I consider this one? No, probably not. Instead of this one, I would still get the CB500X. It's about the gas consumption too. I don't know, man. Gas prices right now is too much. Now, for 20 to 23 for a 500cc, no bueno. I would get that if the engine was around maybe 700 to 900, and it's really, it has like what, 80 to 90 horses. That I could get, but nope, for this output and that fuel economy, nope, I really wouldn't. Even with the price, no, I'd go to the 450 MT. I think this is quite outdated, so they need to refresh this one. But then again, if you're really concerned about the seat height, you could still upholster the first few bikes seats so that it could accommodate your height. Get a higher get those boots with your thicker soles or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't. This is the first least recommended bike that I would say amongst the list. But it is one of the cheapest that we have, and it's Bristol has been here for quite a while now. Well, not as long as CF, but CF has a better reputation than Bristol, and my mechanic is not a fan of Bristol. I don't know. He said that he's not a big fan of the internals of the engine. But if it is true that this engine is the same as the CB500X, then I guess it's alright. But then again, the fuel economy is not really it for me. It's not doing itself any favors. Alright, on to the next one. And the last one on the list, we have the Benelli TRK-502, priced at 359,000 Philippine pesos. The Benelli TRK-502 is an adventure touring motorcycle that punches far above its price point. Designed in Italy but manufactured under Chinese ownership, the TRK-502 has found enormous success in European markets, especially in Italy, France, and Spain. It's powered by a 502cc liquid-cooled 8-valve DOHC parallel twin engine producing 48 horsepower, designed to meet A2 license regulations in Europe. It uses a trellis frame and features long travel suspension with the 50mm front fork, making it suitable for both on-road touring and light off-road use. The engine is tuned for mid-range torque and delivers a surprisingly pleasing exhaust note, reminiscent of BMW's Boxer twins. Seat height is fairly tall, especially in the X variant, making it better suited for riders over 175 centimeters. Even at 6 feet tall, The rider doesn't quite get both feet flat on the ground, but once rolling, the biker's weight and height becomes less of an issue. It's designed to offer visual impact and comfort of a larger adventure bike, complete with touring-ready ergonomics, a 20-liter fuel tank, and acclaimed real-world fuel efficiency of 23 to 25 kilometers per liter. Whether you're riding solo or with luggage, the TRK-502 delivers exceptional comfort and practicality, making it a compelling choice for budget-conscious adventure seekers. Now let's start with the pros. Number 1, outstanding value for money. With a starting price point of around 379,000 Philippine pesos, the TRK-502 offers a fully equipped adventure touring package, crash bars, beefy forks, solid build, GS-style comfort at a fraction of the price of its European rivals. You're essentially getting a big bike feel on a budget. Excellent comfort and touring capability. The bike shines on motorways, stable, comfortable, and not screaming at higher speeds. With a massive 20-liter fuel tank and a real-world fuel efficiency of 23 to 25 kilometers per liter, it delivers a range of approximately 250 kilometers, making it ideal for long-distance rides. Number 3, premium aesthetic and features at a budget. It looks and feels premium with features like 50mm upside down forks and spoke wheels, a protective trellis frame, and crash protection, all included as standard. The Brumley GS-like exhaust note and big bike stance add to the experience. Now let's go with the cons. Number 1, non-adjustable windshield, a major oversight for a touring bike. The fixed windshield causes turbulent airflow that hits the rider's face, especially annoying for those used to naked bikes. It produces comfort during long rides and is a fixable yet frustrating flaw. Number 2, outdated instrument cluster or dash. The dash looks disgusting and is outdated compared to modern bikes. Despite offering basic info like gear indicator, the layout and design feel like an afterthought on an otherwise well-considered machine. Number 3, and the last con, we have the heavy weight and top-heavy feel. With a wet weight of around 235 kilograms, the TRK-502 is heavy for its 48 horsepower output. While manageable once in motion, its top heaviness can be intimidating at a standstill, especially for shorter riders or those coming from lighter bikes. Okay, so let's talk about the TRK-502. I really wanted to like this bike, simply because it's Benelli. I had a rebadged Benelli Moto B152. It's what we call the Keyway CR152. It's the Keyway Cafe Racer. I gave it to my dad and he loves it. It's still here. I think it's what, 5-6 years old now, and I love the sound of it. I love the feel of it. And a friend of ours has this motorcycle. His name's Kong, and he vouches for this. He loves this motorcycle. But looking at the specs and looking at the reviews, the weight is too much. It's 235 wet. It's too heavy. I mean, yeah, I could deal with heavy, but not top heavy. I'm already heavy, and also it's really for big dudes. I mean, I am fat, but I'm not that tall. I could ride this motorcycle for sure, but it's gonna be difficult if I decide to ever go out on a light trail. It's gonna be a problem for me. I'm gonna drop this bike and I'm gonna have a problem lifting it up. And the instrument cluster is also outdated. Well, it's not disgusting as, you know, we said here in the pros and cons. It's just the words of the reviewers that we watched. Now, for its price, at the very least, it could have had the TFT. At the very least, it could have had the TFT. But the engine itself is redeemable. Now, the thing about the engine is it has a great exhaust note. It has a great power output, but it doesn't have a fuel efficiency that I really wanted. Now, here on the Pro, it has an excellent comfort and touring capability. Now, it consumes 23 to 25, which is better than the Venturi 500, but still, I would still go for the CB. I'll be honest, I would still go for the CB, but this one sounds better, I know, but I would still go for the CB. And outstanding value for money. I could understand the value for money because it looks great. It competes with the GS when it comes to, you know, to looks, but nah, man. Nah. Again, I wanted to like this motorcycle, but upon researching, I have to change my mind. But this is still a good pick. This is still a good pick. That's why we put it here. There's a lot more that came out during the Makina Moto Show that we haven't been able to like add into the list. But once we get the right information, we're gonna update this list probably. But for now, it is what it is, right? So that's it. Which is my best pick amongst these motorcycles? I believe I would get the Himalayan 450. I wish I could ride it. Next would be the CB500, and then the KTM 390, the new one. All right, so that's my pick. I don't know. I don't know if our editor has his picks, but I don't know. I think he could put it on somewhere on the screen or whatever. All right, so that's it for today, and that's it for now. We'll see you guys on the next one. But for now, before we go, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We really need the help. We're done with the 4K watch hours. We are now on the road to 1K. We just need to reach 1K, people. 1K. Give us 1K now. Give us 1K subs, and we'll be all right. Because again, the goal is still there. We want to buy a motorcycle, give it away, blah blah blah. Now, some of you guys commented that second-hand motorcycle could work, but then again, if we buy a second-hand motorcycle, review it, give it away, and then it might cause some problems to the owner. So as much as we can, we want to buy a brand new motorcycle and review it, use it slightly just for reviews, and then give it away and make sure that it's in tip-top condition, so that the new owner wouldn't have any headaches or any problems with it. But yeah, that's it for now, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.